The inning is over.
Jack Buck, Harry Carey at Tiger Stadium. We go to the top of the sixth. Detroit out in front again in the decisive game of the What If series. This is all for all the marbles. $50,000 per man goes to the winner. Ryan Sandberg, who drove in the only run for the Cubs in the third, with a double to left center, will be leading it off.
I'll bet they're getting ready to break loose on Rush Street if the Cubs can pull it off tonight, Harry.
I'm there at Rush Street. They can't start celebrating until I get back.
They'll be waiting for you.
Here's the first pitch to Sandberg, a fastball low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. A lot of Cub fans in the audience. Sandberg digging in. Cubs trailing by a run. Here's the pitch. Boom! Base hit right up the middle. Wow, Morris ducked out of the way. He was almost decapitated. Holy cow.
Even to Sandberg, he drove in the Chicago run in the third and gets the leadoff hit here in the sixth.
And so, with Sandberg leading off with a hit, the Cubs had the very heart of the lineup coming up. Gary Matthews has walked in fans so far. Now remember, Sandberg is very fast. He can steal the base. Activity in the bullpen, Jack.
That's Aurelio Lopez, the strong right-hander. That son of a gun can pitch every day.
He hasn't missed many meals either. He's sort of a portly, robust young man. Runner at first base, Gary Matthews. The first pitch low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Tying run at first base, 2-1 Detroit. Top of the sixth. Sandberg, pretty good lead. Morris looks over the shoulder. Here's the pitch, swung on, base hit. Into left field. Sandberg rounds second, holds up. Gary Matthews hits the line drive hard to left field. A base hit. The Cubs have the tying run at second. The go-ahead run at first. Nobody out. And Leon Durham coming to the plate.
It couldn't be any more set up for the Cubs than it is right now.
Durham fanned and flied out so far. Lance Parrish goes out to talk to Jack Morris. Alan Trammell comes over from shortstop. A little huddle going on. Runners at first and second. I don't know what that huddle could be. It's certainly not about any anticipated bunt. Leon Durham is not going to sack him.
Well, Jack Morris had a tough season. That is a lot of innings and a tough playoff series as well. And he is 1-1 in this series, and they want to give Lopez a little more chance to get ready. Cubs had 2 hits back in the third inning, 2 more here in the sixth, and the bull is at the plate.
All right, that huddle is over with. Parrish comes back behind the plate. Sandberg, a very good base runner at second base. Matthews at first base. The first pitch to Durham, strike call. Just hit that outside corner. Leon Durham started the season wearing contact lenses. Turned them in for regular glasses, which is wearing now. 1 strike and nothing. We're in the top of the sixth. Now Morris gets set. Takes a look at second base. Now the pitch, swung on, line drive. He'll be troubled if it's fair. It's a fair ball into the corner. Here comes Sandberg around third. He's going to score. Here's Matthews around second. On his way to third, Gibson chasing the ball in the right field corner. They're waving Matthews in. He's going to try to score. Here's the relay from Whitaker. It's close. He is. Holy cow.
What a tough play, Harry, with nobody out. Zimmer sent him home, and that's the first out of the inning. Durham ends up at third. Gets an RBI double, ties the game 2-2, but the Cubs really lost a chance there.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You can argue about the play with nobody out, but this is the way the Cubs play. This is how they got here. They don't play any safety first baseball, and Matthews is a good base runner. It took a perfect relay, Jack. Gibson gave it to Whitaker perfectly. He whirled and threw a strike into Parrish. Matthews hit Parrish very hard, but Lance held on to the ball.
Some collision and all played, and Doug Harvey, the plate umpire, waited till the catcher showed him the ball before he made the call, and now the Cubs have tied it, have a runner at third and 1 out, and another good RBI man at the plate.
Yeah, that play, in case you're keeping score, goes 9-4-2 for the out. Durham winds up at third base. He's credited with a double. He takes third on the play to the plate, and it'll be Keith Moreland. Hey, there's activity, more activity now. Here's Sparky Anderson coming out.
As Bill Shearer, the tall, skinny left-hander, joins Lopez in the bullpen, Sparky goes to the mound attack to Jack Morris and to the catcher, Lance Parrish. Cubs have a chance to take the lead for the very first time in the game.
Here's no sure backwards. Comes out Rarich. Just to break the tension of the moment. Here's Keith Moreland, the batter. Scherer and Lopez in the bullpen. Sparky Anderson starts walking back towards the mound now. Captain Hook is not going to hook him.
Well, sir, and they don't hesitate. They have the two, Lopez and Hernandez, but they're not making a move right now, and because Moreland's a right-handed batter, Jack Morris stays in the game.
All right, Morris is ready now. The lead run is at third base with 1 out. 2-2 tie. Here's the first pitch, swung on. A long drive in the left center. Will he get out of here? No, up against the wall. Here's Durham scoring easily. The Cubs are out in front. Moreland pulling up at second with a stand-up double. And that's going to be all for Jack Morris, because here comes Sparky Anderson already. 2 appearances in an inning, of course, means automatically the pitcher has to be changed.
That's 4 hits in a row. Sandberg with a single, Matthews with a base hit. The RBI double by Durham, but the Cubs lost a man at the plate. And now Moreland has put Chicago on top. And it's the second run of the inning, and the Cubs lead 3-2.
Boy, I don't know how this game is going to end, Jack, and neither do you, but should the Cubs lose this game by a run, you talk about the good old mighty second guess.
People love it, particularly in the World Series, and there's tremendous press coverage on this one. And they'll all be talking about that win or lose, Harry, leaving that runner home with nobody out.
All right, Lopez making his warm-up tosses. Lopez has been around a lot. He's done some great work for the Tigers. Funny how guys bounce around in the major leagues and all of a sudden they become stars.
One of the reasons, Harry, the Cardinals traded him, and they were the ones who traded him to Detroit, was they didn't like the way that he worked with men on base. They figured in the running National League, Lopez couldn't keep runners close, but he's doing it well enough here, isn't he?
Hey, he was with the Mexico City Reds for 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 years. I thought that was something of importance I might throw in there. You remember the Mexico City Reds?
I've heard of them, yes.
Lopez is 36 years old. He's from, you're the guy with the Spanish, Tecamachico.
That's perfect.
Spell that one backwards, Jack. All right, he's finished his practice tosses. The Cubs have taken the lead now, 3-2. There's only 1 out. They have had 4 hits in a row, as Jack mentioned. And Ron Say is coming up, the first man to face Lopez. First pitch, low and away. Moreland in scoring position. Boy, he jumped on Morris's very first pitch. Morris was rolling along so beautifully for 5 innings. Well, I'll bet you what happened. Not that he got tired. I think that all of a sudden the location of his pitches changed. Instead of being down and away, they were starting to get high and inside.
Usually that's simple in baseball, and I'll say this, the balls have been hit hard. There's ball 2 to the batter, Ron Say.
2 balls and nothing. 3-2 in favor of the Cubs in the top of the 6th. 1 man out. There's the strike as Say took a good cut at a fastball. He had the go-ahead privileges, as he always does, with 2-0 and 3-0. The Cubs rarely take. They're a hitting ball club. They like to swing the bat. Called strike 2.
These Cubs are a lot like the winning Pirates were a few years ago, Harry. They just swung at everything that came to the plate.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Now Lopez, who's strictly a fastball slider pitcher, throws ball 3 outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Say steps out of the batter's box. Vukovic coaching at first. Zimmer third. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Ball 4, he walked it. Say gets a base on ball.
Lopez tried to get him with a breaking ball. He wasn't going to take a chance. He has a base open and only 1 out, and he thought he'd either get him with a breaking ball or put him on and set up the possible double play. And it's going to be Richie Hell.
There's only 1 out in the inning, and the right fielder accounted for that. 5 men in a row have reached base. 4 of them against Morris, and now the 5th one against Lopez. Now to bring up Richie Hebner. Hebner twice has bounced out to the shortstop, once in a double play. That was against Morris. Now he's facing Lopez. Runners at first and second. 1 man out, the pitch. He takes it low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes, Moreland at second base, playing it safe. He's not going to run anywhere. He's not going to steal.